Welcome to Real Estate U with Lettiann.
Welcome back to our podcast, Season 2 of Real Estate U with Lettiann. And I'm sitting here today with one of our associates at Lettiann and Associates, Judith Unruh. Judith, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here today. I've really enjoyed your podcast so far, and it's fun to be part of one as well. So
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. We're hoping we're providing valuable content to those who are watching, the consumers, realtors, real estate professionals. So Judith, how long have you been in the real estate business?
Well, I think this will be year 9, going on year 9.
I can't believe it. Time
I know
flies.
it's gone really fast, and it's been great, and I've seen the growth, and it's been really fun to watch that happen in the real estate world.
What do you love about being a professional real estate realtor?
I think what I love the most is creating the relationships with people and understanding their journey, because basically everyone is on a journey when they are going through any kind of buying or selling of their property. And sometimes they don't know how to navigate that journey, and just really making a great commitment to them, understanding their needs, listening to them, and educating them on how to get there. That's really been the most rewarding part of this business, and getting to the table at closing and handing over that key and making it happen for them.
I totally agree with you. And you say some people don't know the process, but I would probably venture to say most people who are about to buy or sell real estate, it's either maybe their first time, or they haven't sold a property in years, and everything changes. So they do look for direction. They need direction. So I always encourage people, and we always talk about hiring a full-time real estate professional to see you through the process. And I also encourage people to interview at least maybe 2 to 3 other, potential candidates to assist them so they find the right fit and they have a great experience. Because I always say, in the office here, I'm on in an effort to take this business back. We are professionals, and a lot of times we get a bad rap because there are others in the business that may not be taking it to the level that we're taking it to, or involved in the real estate business as much as we. And that's not just you and me. There's awesome agents in Kansas City.
Absolutely. And there's so much that falls under that umbrella of working hard as a realtor to become successful. And as you mentioned, a lot of that is understanding the market, having the vendors available for those obstacles in the course that you're going to run into no matter what, developing a relationship with your client and developing that trust with them so that they feel comfortable to bring their fears and confusion to you, and you're able to calm those fears and get them where they want to be. And so many times you're right. They don't know. They're not sure. I've had so many clients recently, and it's been really fun. As our generations are getting older, a lot of people are downsizing, and they want to move closer to their kids and grandkids. And it's been so fun to see that journey happen for them. Where do we want to live in Kansas City? What part of the city do we want to be in? How far do we want to be away from our kids? And just kind of starting that process for them. Because in the beginning, it seems really overwhelming to them. And I just really help them narrow that down. And it's been fun because usually their kids are involved in that as well. So that's kind of one segment of my buyer pool.
And you're good at it.
Thank you.
I mean, there is a difference. You're good at. There's so many stages, and there's approximately 55 hurdles with every transaction, and we literally take each hurdle. And that's when I say you're really good at this, because you're a great people person. You have such value and integrity, and that's what makes a good, in my opinion, that's what makes a good realtor. Because I've seen you, Judith. You're almost putting yourself in the buyer or seller's shoes and directing them as if you wanted to be. You'd be directing yourself with a real estate transaction.
Thank you. Yeah, there are a lot of personalities out there, and a lot of different things things are happening in people's lives when they're going through a transaction of buying and selling a piece of property that's probably their largest financial transaction they're going to make. And sometimes it's joyful and sometimes it's not joyful. Sometimes it's a difficult time that they're going through. So I do really try to understand them and accept where they're at and just go from there and listen. Listen to them. Let them talk, because the more you let them talk, the more you can understand where they're coming from. And that's where you build that trust. And that's where they want to turn to you when they're making that move. So.
And communication is key. Would you agree?
100%. And one of the best pieces of advice I got when I started real estate was always answer your phone. I don't care if you don't recognize the number or not. Pick up that phone and answer it and be available. And I let them know from the beginning that you can communicate with me via text, email. You can call me. Some people are more comfortable texting than they are calling or emailing. It just depends on the individual. So yeah, absolutely. Communication is key. Responding quickly and responding with the answer to what their concern is, because usually they're asking a pretty valid question about the transaction. So you have to be prepared to get that answered. Then you can move on to the next. Then you can move on, because it's all about moving on and going through that, the 56 or however many steps.
There's a lot. Don't go it alone, folks.
There are, right, exactly.
And oftentimes the biggest complaint I'll hear, not about anyone licensed here at Lettiann and Associates, but oftentimes it's we were working with someone and we never heard from them. And like you and I putting ourselves in the buyer's or seller's shoes, we want someone to tell us what happened at the showing. What was the feedback with the folks that came in? Or, but oftentimes a consumer is ghosted by their licensed person. And you noticed I said licensed person versus licensed real estate professional, because some people get a license and it's just a hobby. Some people get a license only for the money, and they don't realize this is a very difficult business. And is this true? As soon as we learn something, it changes.
Right.
So what we might have been doing last month.
Yep.
Like, look, we're doing podcasts now. Like, we've been doing videos. Now we're doing podcasts. I mean, you have to keep up. Or do you feel if you don't keep up as a licensed real estate professional, you'll die on the vine?
Well, first I want to comment on what you first said, which is about ghosting your client. Don't do that, because that's a disservice to the industry. As realtors, we all represent each other. And so don't do that to the industry, first of all. If you can't take on that client, then let them know. Say, I'm too busy. I've got too much on my plate right now, or I'm going to refer you to somebody. The second part of your question is absolutely. I mean, times are changing so quickly, and you have to have that whole umbrella of part of being a successful real estate agent is making sure you stay in contact with your clients, being active socially through social media. I mean, it's important. A lot of people don't like to do that, but it's important because that's part of building your trust. Also, I do a little realtor about town video every once in a while because, yes, it's about buying and selling properties, but I'm passionate about the city. So I like to share, as you do, locally owned companies with people so that we can support our local businesses. In addition, yes, we have to stay aware. What's happening in the market? Do we all know that the interest rates just dropped to 3.25%? Hello, buyers out there.
Crazy.
Jump on it, because I don't know. We don't know how long it's going to last. We don't have the crystal ball, but that was really good news for the real estate market for sure, whether you're buying or selling.
And it may continue to go, because we're experiencing some interesting things in the world right now.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes.
Yes.
And I don't mean to interrupt you, but I don't know if you saw, we had a guest, Jason Hartman. He's one of the top real estate educators and investors in the country on the show on one of our episodes. And he said there will always be, this was so profound, like I said it all day long yesterday, we'll always need food, water, and shelter.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So if people are freaking about when they go, the real estate market, but when someone says that to me, I go, what are you talking about? Like, what are you referring to?
Right.
And they'll go, oh, well, are you talking commercial? Are you talking investing? Are you talking residential? You know, when you say that, if someone says something negative about the real estate market, now you know what I'm going to say, Andy and Judith? Mm-hmm. We'll always need food, water, and shelter to survive.
Wow. That's great.
It's so profound.
I love that.
So buying and selling homes will never go away. And I just always encourage you to hire a full-time real estate professional, interview up to 3 people and see who's a good fit for you, so you're not backpedaling. We've cleaned up a lot of messes from people that have hired someone else initially.
Right.
And it's not messes per se, but maybe they didn't get the best service, or they were led down the wrong route. Mm-hmm. But isn't that great? The food, water, shelter?
Yeah, I love that. That's great. And the other thing is, a lot of times people aren't ready, like right that minute, to buy or sell their property. And so you have to stay connected with them and share information with them as you go along the journey, as you follow their journey, and so that you do stay connected, because real estate's not a quick fix. It's just not. I mean, it's a process, and it's time consuming, and it's fantastic and wonderful and rewarding, but it's a lot of work. And if you have that work routine and schedule and all of those tools that you need in place, then it's just going to be really great.
And the bonus beauty of what Judith just said is we're creating relationships. We're not just a one and done service, but timing is everything, just like you said. And on the journey of helping them through when their right timing is, you've just created a relationship for life. Is that right?
And it's just great. Yes. Yeah. It's so rewarding. Yes.
I think we meet the coolest people.
We do.
Yeah.
We do. And it's really part of the big blessing of this business, I think. It's why I'm in it, for sure. But yes, and I wanted to share something also about the competitive market that we've been in the spring last year, regarding homes that are priced in the 250s or less.
And this is in the Kansas City metropolitan area for anyone watching, wondering where we are.
A lot of multiple offer situations. I had a situation just earlier this year where there were, I think, 56 showings in like 36 hours or something. It was crazy. So since we're talking about, tips to success, and many of us will be facing many more multiple offer situations, both on the selling and buying side. I've faced them both. I just wanted to give a couple of tips in that regard. And one of them is make sure that your documents are perfect.
So who are you speaking to now?
So if I'm the seller, if I'm representing the seller, and we're in multiple offer and I'm getting like 10 different offers, those documents that are
coming
missing,
to
me,
from
missing
the buyer's
information
agent to the listing agent. Okay.
Or if I'm the buyer's agent as well, missing information. I see what the offer price is, but I don't have, the pre-approval letter, or I don't have the proof of funds. And we're talking hours that a decision is going to be made on that property. So I just encourage everyone to really have clean, great documents. And when you send that document, that packet in, it's complete.
Yeah, that's
because
great advice.
If it's not, it really becomes a difficulty, and an agent like myself who's in that situation is not going to take the time to call that other agent and say, you're missing this, and this. So I would certainly give that piece of advice on either side if you are the buyer as well. So in addition, I think, and there's mixed feelings about writing a personal letter to the seller, but I do encourage my clients to do that if they're really emotionally attached to the property and they really want it, because sometimes that can help them in that situation as well. So I think that's a personal decision. But lots. That's just a small piece.
Well, no, it's important. It's so important. And the letter, and I know what you're talking about, because I talk the talk and walk. I mean, we do the same thing. And I know you're actually speaking to realtors out there, especially but should always have a nice, complete document they're presenting to a buyer or a seller. But what you're saying is, in a multiple offer situation, realtors who are making offers on a home, please be sure you have all of your documents complete, because you are not going to call and go, we don't have a pre-approval. It's like, well, they say they're pre-approved, but I don't have it. That one's out. I mean, you can't. And really, we always hope that the contracts or the offers that we receive are complete, because that makes a really solid. I mean, that you're benefiting your buyer by having a solid offer.
Right.
But just, I know we only have a few minutes left, but the letter you spoke about, that letter that people sometimes write, has especially in a multiple offer situation, that's sealed the deal for that person.
Yeah, for myself
I'm
as well.
not saying like a BS letter, but it's like someone will say, "Oh, we were just married. Here's a picture of our wedding." I mean, it's just really heartfelt, and I feel that they're honest.
Right.
And it's a great point. I'm so glad you brought that up. So in the few minutes that we have left, Judith, you're in the midst of your best real estate, best year yet in real estate, and that's for a lot of different reasons. I've seen you grow. What's the formula that you might be able to share as a successful real estate agent?
Well, hard work for sure. Anytime you're going to be successful, you've got to put in the work, and it's not easy. And having the formula, having a great broker to lead you and guide you and give you those formulas that have proven success. Keeping your CRM updated, staying in contact, doing your social media, following up with those clients that you talked to a year ago at an open house who said, "Touch back with me." I just talked to somebody the other day that I talked to a year ago, and she's like, I think I might be ready now.
Timing is everything,
So
folks.
don't lose them, stay on top of it. And like I said, it's a lot of hard work, but it sure is a great, rewarding career.
That's beautiful. What about video?
Well, video's awesome, and you've encouraged me to do more videos, so I've kind of pushed my fears aside and gone in and done more videos. And yeah, I love them, and people love watching them. So they're a great way to expose yourself marketing-wise.
It really is, because they're going to know, like, and trust you before they ever even meet you, or they're going to speak to you on the phone and go, that's Judith. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. But really, I'm going to go over our time here, Andy, really quickly. So we have an associate in our office. His name is Mike Jackson. I'm calling him out. He's video fearful, and I'm forever endeavor. We made a pinky promise that he would do videos, and so at one of our meetings, I said, "Okay, Mike, stand up. I'm going to video you right now." He's like, "Okay." We did a video. We put it on social media. This was probably 8 months ago. And do you know, an out-of-state buyer who had met Mike a year ago, but there's several Michael Jackson. They moved from Louisiana to Kansas City, lost Mike's card, tried to find him on social media. There's a million Michael Jacksons. And all of a sudden, here up pops a video that I took of Mike. They go, "Oh, yeah, that's him," because they remembered meeting him one time.
Yeah.
And they're now under contract on a house.
I love that.
The power of video, folks.
Yes.
Get out there, get over it. This is what we look like. And you'll, it's a game changer. If you're not doing video, you might as well not be on social media. So
it's that face name recognition.
Totally.
You're like, "Oh, okay, right." And it's like a familiarity. And then you feel more personally related to that person in a friendship or a business relationship. So yeah, they're awesome.
And it's not only you being you or me being me on the video. We're also providing value, because we do fun things and we do serious things and we do fun things, but we're also providing value to the consumer, even by us having this conversation. I'm hopeful someone's going to benefit, or if you're considering getting a real estate license and you're in the Kansas City metropolitan area, or maybe you're a licensed realtor now and you're not struggling with your business, or maybe you're not getting the support and mentorship that you really need. I talk to Judith probably every day. And if it's not on the phone, it's via text. If it's not via text, it's via email. And it just, I think we're #better together. All of us, because I learn from you, you learn from me, and that's how people grow. So thank you so much. And if you'd like to get in touch with Judith, Facebook, where are you?
Judith Unruh at Lettiann and Associates, and then I have a Judith Unruh Realtor on Instagram, and I'm in LinkedIn, and those
Awesome.
are the 3 right now.
So connect with Judith on social media. If you have any questions for Judith or myself, please don't hesitate to reach out. And thank you so much this is super awesome. So
thank you, Lettiann, and thank you for all your support.
Oh, you're welcome. You're kicking ass. Keep it up. So thanks so much. We'll see you on the next episode.